Hey, Red Razor 56 here again with a real short video on the issue of charging AGM batteries, absorbed glass mat batteries, which have become very, very popular throughout all industries, but especially our Polaris RZRs. Guys are just getting rid of the old sealed lead acid, which was fine, but now you start whipping in the stereo and the winch and extra lighting and everything, and the stock battery isn't quite what it should be. On my RZR, I happen to run a small lawn and garden battery as an auxiliary underneath of the driver's seat here. It shows up on a couple of other videos I did. This independent battery is not connected to my charging system or my other battery, either through direct cables or through a transfer switch or a coal switch or anything like that, a battery isolator. My reasoning for that, hate me if you will, don't hate me. In the marine business, those switches, if they're not exercised on a very regular basis, you will begin to get corrosion back in the contacts. And they can call them sealed all day long, but guys, I was in the business for 25 years and I'm here to tell you, those things leaked, they cause problems. Now you're dead in the water, and it's one more thing to mount, it's one more thing to maintain. So what I do is on this auxiliary battery, and it's just a 300 cca, it's the heavy-duty version of a riding lawnmower battery. Same thing that you'd put in a Snapper riding lawnmower, or your Murray, or your Wheel Horse, or Cub Cadet, or John Deere, anything like that. They're available at any farm store or big box store. They make 3 different versions of this little battery. They're all physically identical in size. This is the L version because as you face the terminals, the battery industry recognizes whatever orientation the positive is, that's where you get the L or the R. So this is an L series, positive here, negative over here. Terminals are on this side of the battery. This is the they make a light duty that's like 265 cca. They make the heavy duty that's like 300. And then some places you'll even find a battery that's called a fencer. And it's just a battery for all you farmers, you know, running livestock. You know, you put a battery out there on your electric fence and you don't have to charge it for weeks or months at a time. Just keeps an electric fence going to keep your livestock contained. I chose the middle of the road battery because it was like 32 bucks. All I run off of this is my stereo and one light. If my main battery goes bad, I have a small set of jumper cables that I homemade out of some battery clips and some number 10 gauge THHN, regular like house wire. They're about 15 feet long. I can reach over and grab another guy's razor and jump him if something goes wrong, or I can jump my main battery, which I'm running a Odyssey PC925L as my main battery under the seat, but I'm too lazy to pull the seat out and show you. But anyway, one of the big issues that comes up is about charging your AGM battery with a specific battery charger. And we're seeing a couple of reasons why. Right now I'm using a Schumacher Speed Charge Maintainer trickle charger. It has a 1.5 amp setting on it, and if you see what happens with this, and this is a regular sealed lead acid battery down here, this is not an AGM, but this is why, even though the book that comes with this says that it'll charge an AGM battery, I've got my voltmeter hooked on here, and lo and behold, after this thing's been on charge for about an hour, hour and a half, the battery's showing 15.16 volts. And if you charge an AGM battery and you're pushing that much voltage, and you can see I got my leads going right to the battery, so that's where it's hooked. There's my test leads here going up to my multimeter here. An AGM battery will dry out because you're overheating it at that temperature. And God bless Don Schumacher and all of his wonderful adventures that he has, and $40 million worth of race cars and everything. They can't walk back on the factory floor and say, guys, get the voltage of that thing settled down so it doesn't fry these guys' AGM batteries. So the Battery Tender Junior, which you're seeing show up here a lot, they've got a little different technology, and they'll only let the voltage go to something like 14.17, if I'm correct. And that will do wonders to extend the life of your battery. This type of overcharging here doesn't really affect a sealed lead acid battery. They're a lot more resilient because they have that liquid in there that can absorb the heat and disperse it and keep it from burning the battery. But the AGM batteries don't have that luxury. So if you're thinking about using just a stand around whatever charger, and I've got 2 more Schumacher chargers over there, both of them have the high-end AGM setting on them, and both of them tout their excellence in recharging an AGM battery. But I'm here to tell you, I've hooked those big chargers onto this battery and I'm getting these same results here. Over voltage kills an AGM battery. Stick with the Battery Tender, Battery Tender Junior, and you shouldn't have any problems. Live to ride another day, guys.